So I think one of the biggest issues that people have discussed in the past about access to credit for SMEs is getting solved through the digital tools. We've already seen the adoption by all banks based on the JAM Trinity. This has led to an explosion in fintechs working with banks, and a lot of that is really directed to how finance or credit can reach the SMEs. So I think it's really that, we've reached a point which is ready for takeoff. From the GST data to the bank data to the account aggregator to what is known as the OCEN platform, everything is rolling out in a very smooth way. So, our real hope as SIDBI is that we should be in the forefront with the banks, helping them make this transition in whatever way we can. And that's really what SIDBI's role is. Apart from being a direct lender to the SMEs, the idea is to build the ecosystem. So let me give you an example. SIDBI GST Sahay is about getting invoice-based financing for SMEs. Now, this is unsecured loans, which again is a rarity for SMEs. It's unsecured loans given through the digital workflow from a BRE or a business rule engine, which depends on the CIBIL rating, that's called the CMR rating for the SMEs, with the bank account statement getting pulled from the account aggregator, with GSTN now entering the account aggregator framework as an FIP. And finally, through the NPCI eNACH process, we've actually stitched up the entire thing together to create an app which banks will be using, and there will be a dedupe registry of invoices held at SIDBI, so that an invoice does not get financed more than once. So this is really happening. In fact, the trials are already on. Some of the banks are, sort of creating their own apps in order to reach out to their own customers. So this is going to happen. And the good part is that the SME will be able to even choose from, multiple offers received from different banks for those invoices. It's, still sounds far-fetched, but I think we're very close to it. Great question. In fact, again, that's something that we've been working on. So with OPL and with CIBIL, we've worked on a concept of a FIT rank. FIT is nothing but a conglomeration of data from GST, income tax, and the bank statement, which is the current account statement. You take that, and we've retrofitted that to the performance of SMEs. So in fact, SIDBI has actually done the testing with its own clients, and there's a probability of default coming from there. Mix that with the probability of default coming from the CMR score of CIBIL. We actually have a very good set of scores between CMR and FIT, which will allow for underwriting to become that much easier. So, it's difficult for me to, try and make it, paraphrase it, but it's really about getting NBFCs and banks to be able to use well-tested scores and ranks for easy underwriting and credit analysis, such that we are pushing out loans in a couple of hours. So, I'm not going to stick my neck out and talk about interest rate hikes, but I think all of us know what's happening in the world and why, there is a general increase in interest rates. But I will be able to mention that the increased demand has been visible. So all the banks, all the NBFCs, they are increasingly coming to SIDBI during this season of the year, which never used to happen earlier, and our refinance to all these entities has increased that much more. So obviously there is an increase in demand, and that's a very good sign for the country, that if you have a SME increase in demand for funds, then obviously recovery is well on its way.